What would Macgyver do? Welcome to Sawdust and Cornbread. Today is Wednesday's Why, a time where I take a break from the DIY to talk about why I DIY. If you missed it, last week I shared some stories from early in our marriage and how I came to DIY using the things I have and making them into the things I want. So if you missed that, be sure to click the link above to catch up on that video. Today we're going to talk about how do I Macgyver. I have a funny story to tell you. One early April morning, I drug myself from under the covers and made my way to the bathroom, did my morning business, and then looked across to where the toilet paper is supposed to be. And there was just an empty cardboard core out of the toilet paper, a hair elastic, and a little sign that read, "What would Macgyver do?" I began laughing because I realized I was the first victim of April Fool's Day. It was my youngest daughter's handwriting, and she got me good. I pondered for a minute, okay, what would Macgyver do? A friend of mine suggested that we break down that wooden cabinet that the toilet paper holder's in, shred it up, make pulp, and turn that into toilet paper. That's a pretty ambitious goal. She did point out that it would be hard to pull out all the splinters. That's a good point. I personally would consider that cardboard toilet paper roll to begin with. I mean, you could unroll it, make it pretty soft. It's something to work with. This may seem like foolish pondering, but believe me, someday you'll be in a position where you thank me. All kidding aside, I want you to begin thinking like Macgyver. Something wonderful begins to happen when you stop dwelling on the things you don't have and you look at what you do have. Shop your house. Everybody has hidden treasures stuffed away in a cabinet, in a tote downstairs, in the attic. Treasures that are waiting to be transformed into something else. You want to look at what you have and think, how can I turn that into what I want? Broken pottery can become a beautiful mosaic. Old ceiling fans, make a colorful daisy and mount it on your fence. Make a dragonfly and put a stake in it and put it in your garden. You can even turn old ceiling fans into a gorgeous stem glass holder for your kitchen. You may not be able to afford that artwork, but I bet you can replicate it, and you don't even have to be an artist. For instance, I took some large scraps of cardboard and created a three-dimensional canvas for my art. I then mixed up some old drywall compound and acrylic paints and just began spreading it across this large piece of artwork that I had created. And before I knew it, I had a nautical looking piece of art, very similar to what was in the store. You can't tell the difference between it and the real thing unless you peek behind it. The point of today's blog is to stop thinking about all the things you want and you can't have. It's okay, it's even normal to want these things for your home, to create a beautiful house, and it's okay. But instead of thinking about, I can't have this, it costs too much, we don't have it in the budget, look at what you do have. Think about what you can turn it into that you do want, and I guarantee you have hidden treasures throughout your house. I hope you enjoyed today's blog. I'll be back next Wednesday with another Why I DIY on Wednesday's Why. That's a tongue twister. Please comment below. I want to know why you DIY, what you DIY, so that we can discuss it. It'd be much more interesting than me sitting here for a while just spilling out stories. Thanks for joining me. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Oh good, it was recording. That is a pretty hard... What's the word? Ambitious. 3, 2, 1 thing I like about the old Macgyver show, one of his sayings was, the best way to beat a problem is to make it work for you. That's what you're gonna do. Look through your house for hidden treasures, things put away in totes, in the attic, in the basement, in the back of a closet that you haven't used for years. You don't use it, you have it, but what do you want that you can turn it into?